Hello everybody, it's Axelolo here and welcome back to another video. Today's video is a bit different, but within is one of the main categories that I'm most known for, and I'm sure lots and lots of you die-hard fans out there are still like just dying to hear my objective opinion on famous YouTubers and their personas and fursuits, of course. So, which is what we are going to do today. We are going to rank the fursuits or the persona of famous YouTubers. So, let's start with Mr. Charlie here, aka Mars Critical. This is a very old photo that he took back in 2012. He has a period where he grew his hair, he cut it back, and now he just grow it again. So, good for you then. But on the fursuits behalf, I would say that this is, dare I say it, an average fursuit. The main reason is that the lack of gear that is involved in this. The only main furry component, with quotation of course, is the fursuit globes, as you can see right now, and the tail. So there's not a lot to go off here, but I do appreciate that he still keeps the white t-shirt even 9 years ago. It just really keeps the branding alive, because one of the main aspects of fursuits and persona in the furry kingdom is to make a brand for yourself. So I am glad that Charlie had this thought in mind when wearing this and taking this photo. And also there's one thing I want to compliment Charlie on, because this is the 12, I think it's $120 butt plug tail. So knowing Mars Critical, I'm sure he would just plug that thing straight in his anal hole. So that I have to compliment him for the bravery and the strength that it takes. So this is an amazing photo shoot spot. So I have to compliment on that part as well. But I still have to reduce the scars because of the lack of gear components in this persona. Charlie hasn't updated his fursuit in this recent years, so I'm just hoping we will get a return of this infamous custom. So as a ranking, I will give this a good old 6.5 out of 10. Moving on, here we have Pewdiepie, one of his most used picture in media, of course. But what the media doesn't use is the before picture, which is when he still have his fursuit hat on before he took it off for the photo shoot. And of course, I have to give Pewdiepie some leeway here, because I know he's at a press conference in this picture, so he cannot just bring a whole persona gear, the whole bodysuits and gloves and paws and tails. But I still appreciate that he still brings the flannel jacket that just matches so well with his fursuit headgear. So let's talk a bit about this fursuit headgear right now. I think this is a polar bear or a fox dog hybrid, and there's one thing you have to stay in mind, which is this very well made the Pewdiepie red and black wavy stripes pattern that he is best known for right now. So I'm just really glad and just jubilated with joy that Pewdiepie just keep his branding so much alive even back in these days. And as I just mentioned before, one of the main components of a persona is branding for yourself, is brand image. So I'm just very proud that Pewdiepie keep that in mind. And it just goes so well with the flannel shirt he's wearing. I don't know who picked his wardrobe for that day. I'm sorry, it's Marcia. She has great fashion taste. But I'm so glad that he chose to bring this flannel shirt right here. It just completes the look so well. He looks very slick, very slim, but it still brings out the persona that is inside of him. And we just get to see this part of Pewdiepie that people not yet to know. Also, one more thing that I want to compliment Pewdiepie on is that he dares to bring this fursuit culture into something as big as a press conference. I'm just sad that the media doesn't want to use this picture, because I'm sure that everyone is now ready for the uprising of the furries. But it is absolutely fine, and I just glad that this picture still exists in the internet. So for the ranking, I would give Pewdiepie a 7.5 out of 10. That is a fitting score, an absolute score, an objective score, and I'm just glad to see where Pewdiepie's furry's career will go next. Into the next piece, here we have Markiplier. So at first glance, this is just a very regular still image from one of his videos, but if you look closely at the back right here, you can see that this is a fursuit headpiece that he had at the back of his desk. This fursuit only appears in the videos for like 10 frames before Markiplier took it out himself. But the die-hard fans and the real furries still catch glimpses of this, and they took this photo right here. I'm sure that Markiplier hasn't come out as a furry yet. I'm sure he's still waiting for the time to do that. So if you really want any help, Markiplier, you want any venting, my DM is always open on Twitter/axolotl. But talking about the furry headpiece, I don't want to dive too deep into this, especially for someone who hasn't come out yet. I'm sure this is an important aspect of their personality and their inner life. So I just don't want to dwell on this part too much. But you can say that it's like a dog fox hybrid. It just fits so well with Markiplier. I think that everyone can just see himself in this. And like everyone who is fans can just see Markiplier in this very small headgear right here. So I just want to compliment Markiplier. You are making a great choice. The persona just suits you so well, and I just hope one day we can all come out together and maybe go to a few furry cons. So without further ado, I will give a ranking on this fursuit. We don't get to see a lot of it, but there's still enough to see what's going on. So I will give this one a 6 out of 10 because still I don't want to rank him higher than Charlie because we don't see anything here yet. But I'm sure when Markiplier eventually comes out, I'm sure it would be a day that the internet explodes, and I just can't wait to see that day. So Markiplier, please DM me. My DM is open for any kind of venting, and I'm sure you have lots of questions right now. So let's move on, shall we? So moving to the next one, we have good old segundo right here. He is a very up and coming streamer. So I'm sure lots of you know his name by now. There's not much to talk about his persona, but in recent photos, he just take this shot right here with two of his paws up. By the look of my expertise and my years of experience in the furry kingdom, I can identify that these fursuits belong to a dog persona. So I'm sure it matches segundo, but I think segundo matches a cat a bit more. But it's still fine. You can choose things that are opposite with yourself just to feel a bit different yourself. In the end, it's furry, man. It's what is as free as it gets. That's what I'm about to say. But still, we barely got any glimpses of this fursuit. I'm sure knowing segundo, I think he at least had like a whole set prepared in the closet back door. So I'm just hoping one day we can see just a full set and see what's the appeal that he gives. But judging from these images, I'm sure that I'm sure that segundo is going for like a bit of a kawaii, a cute aesthetics with his persona. But I'm sure it fits him. I'm sure that's what a lot of you guys follows him for it. So this is a great idea going forward, and I just can't wait to see when segundo finally reveals his persona. So for this very very like short, very like minimal image of his persona, I will rank segundo's fursuit on a 5 out of 10. But it's a 5 question mark out of 10 because there's still so much potential for the shoots, and I just can't wait when he finally reveals it. So let's move on to our final videos. This is not even a joke picture at this point. I mean, none of them are, but it's Jacksfilms, Jack Douglas, John's videos. That's lots of you know him by. His fursuit is the very well known Garfield. He is one of the most famous persona in the furry kingdom, the furry world. So but this just suits Jack's films and his persona so well, and I just glad that he actually brings it up to the stage where he received his awards, and I'm sure that because of this picture, lots of you are actually furry now. So let's go with the looks of thing. I don't really like the aesthetics that there's a face here and the mask on here. I would want my persona to be an entire Garfield head where I can see through his eyes and to really imagine myself as my persona. But I'm sure things are different for other people, and I think this is what Jacksfilms feel the most comfortable in. And there's also in this picture, you can see that he still wear a very neat suit and tie underneath the fursuit. So, which is, I think, this like very symbolic that even underneath all the fursuits that we all wear, we are still human, we are still operational, and we still like fully civil citizens. And once again, I would like to thank Jacksfilms for bringing the furry culture to a wider audience. Because it is 2021, I'm sure everyone is very open-minded right now, and we can all appreciate some bit of so some bit of fake furry kingdom in our lives. Okay, but in the end, this is still a great fursuit. It's a very famous furry suit on in the culture right now. And for the ranking, I will give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. The reason why this doesn't receive a 9 or a 10 because well, it is a copyrighted material. It is more rewarding if your persona is your actual OC so that you can like doesn't look like anyone else in the world. That's the point of a persona. So, but in the end, it's still a very high quality suit, and I just hope that Jacksfilms keeps uploading this precious material. And well, that is the end of the video. Here is a bit of a recap back for all of you. This is Jacksfilms. This is an 8.5 of 10. This is Segundo. I think it's a 5 out of 10. I don't even remember at this point. This is Markiplier. This is Pewdiepie. And finally, this is Charlie most critical. So let me hear what you guys think about this ranking in the video section below. I don't really rate any of them because as once again, this is an objective opinion and the rankings are final. There's no way to change it. And I just hope that you guys enjoy watching this ranking tier list, and I hope that you learn something about furry every day. And that's the end of the video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.